US retail momentum stalls as December sales defy expectations. US consumer spending ended the year on a softer note, with retail sales unexpectedly flat in December, raising fresh questions about the strength of economic momentum heading into the new year. Data released on Tuesday by the US Commerce Department Census Bureau showed no month-on-month growth in retail sales, following a solid and unrevised 0.6% rise in November. Economists surveyed by Reuters had anticipated a 0.4% increase, making the stagnation a clear downside surprise. Retail sales data, which primarily tracks good purchases and is not adjusted for inflation, is a key barometer of consumer demand in the world's largest economy. The figures arrive as federal agencies continue to clear a backlog of economic releases after delays caused by last year's government shutdown, adding an additional layer of uncertainty to near-term economic assessments. Despite lingering consumer pessimism, driven by higher prices linked to tariffs and signs of a cooling labor market, spending had remained resilient in recent months. That resilience, however, has come at a cost. The personal saving rate slipped to a 3-year low of 3.5% in November, down from 3.7% in October, and far below the pandemic era peak of 31.8% recorded in April 2020. Even so, household balance sheets have been buoyed by surging equity markets and persistently elevated home prices. A closer look at the data paints a more cautious picture. Core retail sales, excluding autos, gasoline, building material and food services, fell 0.1% in December after November gain was revised down to 0.2% from the earlier estimate of 0.4%. The core figures has closely watched because they align most directly with the consumer spending component of gross domestic product. The weaker December reading, combined with the downward revision to November, is likely to prompt economists to scale back their estimates for fourth quarter consumer spending and overall GDP growth. While consumer outlays powered much of the economy's robust 4.4% annualized expansion in the third quarter, momentum appears to be easing. The Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta is currently projecting that GDP grew at a still strong 4.2% annualized pace in the fourth quarter. Greater clarity will come next week when the government releases as its long-delayed advance estimate of fourth quarter GDP, data that will help determine whether December's retail slowdown marks a temporary pause or the beginning of the broader cooling trend in the US economy.